What if a single painting could hold the story of a mind teetering between brilliance and madness, the rhythm of the cosmos itself, and a message about hope hidden in plain sight? The Starry Night is more than a masterpiece. It is a portal into the restless spirit of its creator, a vision of the night as it might appear not to the eye, but to the soul. At first glance, the painting is familiar: a luminous sky, a crescent moon, a village sleeping under a canopy of stars. Yet the more you look, the more it feels alive. The sky does not simply sit above the earth, it swirls and churns as though the heavens are in motion, responding to forces we cannot see. The stars burn like living embers, not distant specks of light, but great celestial fires, pulsing with energy. The moon glows like molten gold, suspended in a sea of deep, vibrating blue. The brushstrokes themselves feel alive, short, urgent, rhythmic, each one a pulse, a heartbeat, a spark of motion frozen in time. But this was not a scene painted outdoors. Van Gogh did not stand beneath the sky and capture what he saw. When he created The Starry Night in June 1889, he was living in an asylum, the Saint-Paul de Moselle institution in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, recovering from one of his most devastating mental crises. His window did offer a view of the surrounding countryside, but not a sky like this. What we see in The Starry Night is not reality. It is a vision. It is the night as filtered through imagination, memory, and the restless intensity of a troubled mind. And this is where the secrets begin. Look at the village. It is calm, quiet, almost serene, a sharp contrast to the swirling, fiery sky above it. But the architecture does not match southern France. The pointed rooftops and tall church steeple look distinctly Northern European, reminiscent of the villages of Van Gogh's childhood in the Netherlands. Could this be the life he longed for? A home he could no longer return to, conjured in paint as a memory of safety and belonging. Perhaps this is why the village seems to sleep in peace, because it exists not in the world, but in his longing. Then there is the cypress tree, dark, flame-like, reaching toward the sky. It dominates the foreground, drawing the eye upward, connecting the earth with the heavens. In Mediterranean culture, the cypress has long symbolized mourning and death, a reminder of life's passage into eternity. Here, it serves as a bridge, not only between earth and sky, but perhaps between the mortal world and something beyond it. Van Gogh had always been fascinated by the idea of infinity, once writing, "Just as we take the train to go to Tarascon or Rouen, we take death to reach a star." Could this painting be a map of that journey, a meditation on life, death, and what lies beyond? And then there is the sky itself, the true heart of the painting. It is not just beautiful, it is wild. Look closely at the spirals, the great arcs of light and colour. They seem to flow like a river, curl like smoke, twist like galaxies. And here is where science meets art. Over a century after Van Gogh's death, physicists analysing the painting discovered that the patterns in the sky resemble the mathematics of turbulence, the chaotic flow of fluids, air, and even cosmic matter. The same patterns appear in telescopic images of distant nebulae and storms captured by NASA. Somehow, without formal training, Van Gogh captured a universal truth about motion and energy, transforming the unseen forces of nature into something visible and alive. But the Starry Night is not only about the external world, it is about the inner one. The blues and yellows carry deep emotional weight. To Van Gogh, colour was not just pigment, it was feeling, spirit, sensation. Blue represented melancholy, longing, infinity. Yellow was hope, light, and even divinity. Notice how the yellows blaze defiantly against the darkness of the canvas, as if to say that light can still burn bright even in the deepest night. The story of this painting is inseparable from the story of the man who made it. Van Gogh painted over 2,000 works in a mere decade, an astonishing outpouring of creativity, made more remarkable by the fact that he sold almost none of them during his lifetime. He lived in poverty, suffered mental illness, and felt himself an outsider to the world around him. And yet, in his letters, he often spoke of beauty, of his desire to capture the mysterious harmony of nature, the way light could transform the simplest objects, the way color could express what words could not. But the Starry Night feels different from much of his work. It is not a study of a landscape, not a portrait of a field, a tree, or a street. It feels like a confession, something deeply personal, almost cosmic. And when we consider the time in which it was painted, its meaning grows even deeper. This was a man recovering from crisis, painting from the confines of a hospital room, grappling with questions of life, death, and meaning, and yet he created a sky that feels infinite, vast, filled with light,